Well, there's one thing that I just heard, and I heard it before we got on. I felt it when I met you and both, and I heard this just now, is you are okay admitting that you don't know it all. And when you go into an industry, you are finding the best. You're spending time with the best. You're learning from the best. And then you are finding ways to implement the way you want to do it along with what you're learning. And you just like when you jumped into the industry, you went and shadowed someone extremely successful. You set all the appointments, you split business with them just to learn. That is a massive nugget and takeaway for our audience to hear. These two people are in front of you, Rob and Kimberly Skinner, are unbelievable, right? They are coachable. And to be honest, you don't have to be coachable. You've done over seven figures in 6 different industries. I've never done that. Right? Coach Bird hasn't done that. Like, that's freaking amazing. And so for y'all to be coachable and the kind of people you are, it says a lot about you. Also, for those that are listening and watching, these two are looking at building a team and helping others do the ridiculous numbers that they're doing now. And if they resonate with you, you should reach out and have a conversation with them, right? At 8% Nation during their breakout, you should reach out and walk up and talk to them. They're super approachable, by the way. They may seem like, oh my gosh, people are so successful, I can't approach and talk to them. I promise you, you can, right, Kimberly? They can approach you.
Our favorite thing is helping people go from where they are to get to their goals and do it really, really quickly. That is our favorite thing. That literally lights our spirit up whenever we have the ability to do that. We were just talking to an agent on our team yesterday, and he and I were riding in the car next to each other. We're often shoulder to shoulder. So when you're talking to us, you're talking to us, literally. And so he's describing his, went over his weekly activity report, and immediately we dive in there. Rob says, okay, here's where the lever is that you need to pull. And so then I contribute, okay, and here's where to look for how to build that skill set. So we just kind of work it that way. Oftentimes we just lend each other our own little perspective. And I think what that brings to the agent is a really well-rounded ability to compress those timelines.
That's huge. What about y'all? Like, was it like the way you were raised, or a friend or a mentor? Like, where does it come from for you to seek out help when you embark on a new journey? Where does that come from? That's not taught, but it should be.
Well, for me, it's my father was incredibly athletic, and I grew up. I had asthma as a child, really bad, where I couldn't compete when I was very young. And as a matter of fact, the first falling out my father and I had as I joined the wrestling team, without his permission. I was told not to by the doctors. And so he thought I was the water boy for the wrestling team. And when he came to the first match and I was wrestling, I was in a lot of trouble that day. But athletics taught me a lot about how not to give up. And I went from that little boy that counted mostly the lights on the ceilings when I first got into wrestling to being an undefeated state champion and All-American, and went to college on a wrestling scholarship. I played baseball. I was an All-American baseball player, and I was a very small but good football player. Kimberly was a musician, and she learned to go from this chair to the next chair to the next chair. And we always had mentors. We were always gifted with the right coaches. I don't know if that was I don't know why that happened, but we learned very early to seek out the people that would help us level up. And then maybe it's our spiritual background that we believe in God, and whatever you guys believe in is fine with us too. We're not judgmental at all about how people believe, not whatsoever. We coach people in and out of our own faith and different faiths. We don't care. What we care about is that people believe in abundance, that we teach abundance, and we get more by giving things away. Cody, there's nothing I have. Matter of fact, I've lived in 8 different decades. My 18-year-old son bugs me all the time because I was born in November of 1959. So I lived for a month in the 50s. And my 18-year-old son, he's always saying, "Dad, how were the month old?" And out of those 8 decades, I've only had 6 original thoughts. So everything else I've got is from people like you, people like Coach Bird, Tony Robbins, people that we're Frankensteins of the greatest things we could ever find.
I would say that my dad inspired me. He would tell me so I guess I should back up. I came from a mixed race family, and my father,
You did?
being
No, just kidding.
being a black man in his prime of life, he was a writer, and so he used to have to submit his manuscripts by mail because people wouldn't buy manuscripts from black people at that time. And so he used to tell me as a little girl, he would say, you have to be 10 times as good as your peers because you may not be accepted based on how you look. So you have to show up in a really profoundly excellent way. He said, you can accomplish anything you want to do in life as long as you're willing to put in the work that anybody else is going to do to get there. So those are kind of the underpinnings of, so when he and I met, I already came with my own skill set of a belief structure in achievement and, goal setting and accomplishing things for ourselves. And so we were a good match in that way.
And may I add, Cody, too, when Kimberly and I met, we were ships adrift. We were confused. We were our behaviors were different than they are today. We weren't
saying we were party animals.
Yeah, we weren't very refined. So one of the things that I think that I believe that we can bring to people that are searching. There's a lot of people I think that are stuck and they just don't know the price that they need to pay, or they don't know the vehicle they need to be in. So one of the things I think the insurance industry, and you got to be with the right people, you got to be with the right team. There's three things that I always look at. Are the products, bar none, best in class? And so you have to have the products that are best in class. Is the IMO or the company you're with also best in class? Because you can build something and with no control of yours, they can pull the rug out from under you, change the pay plan, do whatever. So the company has to be solid. The men at the top, the women at the top, the people running it have to be the kind of people that vibrate at the frequency you're looking to get to or to be aligned with. Like you, I vibrate with you. And so I don't mind sticking my neck out and saying, get to 8%. I don't mind doing that. Unabashedly, I promote you and Coach Bird. I've already got Coach Bird other clients and I've already sent people to you guys because I believe in you guys. But so product, company, and then the team you're going to be with. Because you can be with the right product and the right company, but not be with the people that are going to get you there. So one of the things that Kimberly and I can do is show you a vehicle where people were smart enough to take out the brake pedal and put in an extra gas pedal. It's the Ferrari in the industry, right? I mean, because people are always tapping on the brakes. They're always tapping on the brakes. Heck with that. Go full speed. Make your mistakes. Just make them fast. Go fast forward. You guys have heard all these terms from great writers, much better than us. But we are good at identifying the areas and being able to put you in the seat of the right vehicle.
I love that. That's so good. That's so good. Gosh, I freaking love that. As I'm taking notes of your product, company, team. I mean, you're man. I'm getting excited. You guys just move at such a pace that I just respect so much. Like the amount of work we get done in this office or both offices in a day is like freaking mind blowing to a lot of people. And I guarantee it's the same way with your organization, right? Which is cool. So for those that come to 8%, now that you plugged that, and you're also going to be doing a breakout, what can they expect to learn when they spend some time with you two?
So excited. We're planning to teach this 7-figure skill set, compressing timelines to wealth. Literally, what are the levers that you can pull to make the difference between having an experience where you come in and you have your average, between that and having the velocity that it takes to really accomplish the mind-blowing, life-altering experience of what it can be in the insurance industry.
Hey, if you love this, okay, I can promise you, actually guarantee it, the next one, maybe better. How big do you want your company to get, right? We just bought the storage facility, which has nothing to do with our companies. However, we did it because we wanted to invest in real estate. This whole building back here is CA and 8% Nation on the left, Secure Insurance Group on the